In the station teaching strategy, students are able to explore a concept in several different ways via stations, providing an interactive way to engage with lesson content. Some stations are teacher-led, while some may be independent stations or groups of students. Students spend a designated amount of time at each station, benefiting from the breaks in learning and moving around the classroom. One example of how you can arrange stations is to divide the students into 2 teacher-led stations where students receive instruction. Then, the students transition to several stations where they work together or independently to practice or explore the concept. While you are co-planning, consider the best way to structure stations for the concept you are teaching and what materials you might use. Station teaching also offers many benefits for the teacher resident because they are able to teach the same lesson multiple times and connect with smaller groups of students.
We split our class into 4 smaller groups. We have 2 teacher-led stations. The students rotate between the 4 stations throughout the day.
One group is working with the teacher and one working with a resident teacher, and we have 2 independent groups working. It provides our students with an individualized one-on-one approach to instruction and support. That offers us an opportunity to have smaller group settings so that we can really identify the children that are struggling with a concept, and then also children that might need to be pushed a little bit farther ahead. When we've done this, we've seen greater focus, greater attention to task, and improved outcomes with our students. Halfway through, we switch with the other groups. It gives us an opportunity to work with both groups at that time.
We can see where they're successful and we can see where they're struggling and where we need to direct some more attention.
We're able to collaborate on students that might need extra help.
We are now able to break this content apart, and we're able to work more closely with the students to see their specific needs. And we're able to drive that instruction specifically to them.
With the parallel teaching strategy, each teacher instructs half the students. The 2 teachers address the same instructional material and present the lesson using the same teaching strategies. Ideally, the 2 teachers are at opposite ends of the room, facing each other so they can refer to each other for lesson pacing and flow. The greatest benefit to this approach is the reduction of student-to-teacher ratio, providing increased opportunities for student participation. Also, residents can mirror the mentor-teacher, striving to keep the same pace and picking up specific teaching moves, as well as building classroom experience with a smaller group of students.
You're both covering the same subject matter. You're able to address one part of the class, and then if you need, you can rotate.
We can get a better idea of what skills they possess and where they need work.
When you split the class in half, you can really make sure that you're reaching everyone. Everyone has an opportunity to participate. You can really see each student. So if they had a question, they could easily say it and not be embarrassed.
The supplemental teaching strategy allows one teacher to continue with a planned lesson while the other teacher works with students who have been absent or would benefit from extended instruction or additional materials. This strategy requires an initial assessment to determine the teaching groups. This assessment could be from observation, missed class content, or an assignment. When planning, educators should determine how they will assess and form their teaching groups. Each group should have a different goal or objective. This strategy can also be used to pre-teach content. For example, words or vocabulary that may be difficult to initially understand prior to an upcoming lesson.
When we do supplemental, it gives the kids who need a little bit more help a teacher to work with. They have one-on-one with that teacher.
When we have those kids that need the extra help, it's nice to put them on a table alone so we can work more one-on-one.
It is really helpful for the group that needs more support.
Alternative teaching strategies provide 2 different approaches to teaching the same information. The 2 teachers deliver the same content, but in different ways. Alternative teaching provides an opportunity for students to engage in different modalities, enhancing the learning of each group. Teachers can determine the groups, or sometimes the students may choose. For example, in a math lesson about deconstructing word problems, one teacher may facilitate with math manipulatives, while the other teacher helps students translate the word problem into a number sentence. The objective or goal for the lesson is the same for each group. How they get there is different.
With those strategies, it really does ensure that it's pretty successful, being able to help answer their questions or re-explain something in a different way. So many benefits for the kids. Oh my goodness.
We've had a lot of success implementing alternative teaching, where we're both doing the same lessons but in different ways. That keeps the whole class engaged. Teaching it to them in a few different ways will help us reach a wider variety of students, because something that one student may find confusing, they might find simpler in a different format. We're covering the largest amount of students that we can.
This really opened up a lot of opportunities for having the students learn in different ways. They get to communicate about it, but also giving the students some choice. That really helps. And they also have some choices on like, okay, who do I want to ask for clarification? Am I going to ask Mr. Hennigan or am I going to ask Mr. Caceres? Having that choice, the students are more engaged. It really feels like it's a lot more their classroom. As there's more adults, I feel less centralized as the one authority figure.
Especially for the learning process, alternative teaching is really good. It affords a resident independence while still having your co-teacher available as a resource. It works out very nicely, and vice versa, of course.
With a team teaching approach, both teachers are actively involved in the lesson. Lessons exhibit an invisible flow of instruction, with no prescribed division of authority. Under a team teaching strategy, both teachers collaborate to share the instruction, are free to interject information, and are available to assist students and answer questions. From a student's perspective, there is no clearly defined leader, as both teachers share the instruction and interactions with students. While it is true that team teaching takes planning time and trust, co-teachers can begin practicing the strategy early in a pair relationship.
Students don't know a difference between me or her. They don't see me as mentor and her as student. They just see two teachers at the same level. They don't see one person is always in charge and one person's not.
One of the benefits that my third grade dual language students get to experience from having two different teachers is that they get to see two different teaching styles. One of the things that I always mention in class is we all learn differently, and that makes our education even more beautiful. You want to have that teacher autonomy. You want to find your teacher voice, learning your style of how you want to teach and the way you enhance a student's learning.
Each person is different. Each person communicates differently. It allows us to reach both of those students.
We get to engage students that maybe don't always prefer my teaching styles. They might engage better with her. We always learn from each other. Maybe I wasn't understanding where the student was faltering. She sees it and she's able to explain it in a different way. Maybe I know that child a little bit better because I have a different rapport. We just feed off of each other.
You can go over as many scenarios as you want in class, but as soon as you get into the classroom, it's a completely different ballgame.
You know, there's just strength in numbers. Two teachers is always better.
The strategies One Teach, One Assist, and One Teach, One Observe both involve one teacher taking a lead in instruction. However, they have two different goals. One Teach, One Observe is used to collect data for planning or reflection. One teacher has primary instructional responsibility, while the other captures observational data on students, classroom dynamics, or teacher behaviors. In the One Teach, One Assist strategy, while one teacher is leading the majority of the class, the other assists students by providing feedback in real time and uplifting the voices of students or groups who might otherwise hesitate to participate in class. It's beneficial for the resident and the mentor to experience both roles, so be sure to switch it up throughout the year when using these two strategies.
The One Teach, One Assist works really well with our ELA curriculum. Depending on who's the main teacher at the time, we've alternated that. The other teacher works more one-on-one with a student that might still need a little bit more help with their foundational skills. And then that gives them the opportunity that the other kids can move forward with what they need to work on.
Works really well to do a whole group while one teacher is teaching it and one teacher is assisting, and maybe students who need a little more support, teacher is free to assist them.
When we have a student who's falling behind and they need extra help, one of us can kind of guide that student while the other teacher gets the class going.